Hey everyone, it's Andre, your Des Moines realtor. People love to say that Iowa is affordable, and it definitely is, especially compared to places like Texas and Minneapolis, Colorado, or even the coast. But I find that sometimes when folks move here, they get blindsided by hidden cost of living expenses that nobody told them about. So today, I'm going to break down the real cost of living here in the Des Moines area, cost of living that don't really show up on Zillow or cost of living calculators. Let's get into it. So let's start with property taxes, because this one shocks a lot of people. It's not crazy high like Illinois, California, or New Jersey, but it's not cheap either. If you're in Polk County, which encompasses a lot of the areas that people are looking in the Des Moines area, you're looking at 2 to 2.4% of the cost of your home. So if you buy like a $400,000 house, you're looking at anywhere between $8,000 and $9,000 per year. That can be significant, especially if you got your pre-approval letter and they're saying you can afford anywhere between $450,000 and $500,000, and you're at that top number, 500. Then every penny counts at that point, and so you want to look out, especially for property taxes in the area. Here's a pro tip. Some of these cities have lower tax levies, and that can mean lower property taxes overall. So like Grimes and Clive and even Ankeny have lower tax levies as a city. So that can mean lower taxes overall. Then you've got utility costs. This one hits the hardest in winter, of course, here in Iowa. When that cold wind cuts across Iowa, your energy bill, especially in the winter, your heating bill will go up to like $400 easy. Especially if you're in one of those older homes, drafty windows, poor insulation, just an older built home, maybe one of those really cool historic homes right there in Beaverdale. You got to watch out for, insulation and poor windows and stuff like that. It'll really eat up the utility costs. Anyway, you're going to want to look out for that. In the summer, if you're one that wants to keep your yard looking great and you've got a sprinkler system, your water bill can, sneak up on you. If you've got, like I've got a gas stove and a gas heater in my garage. So if you've got a bigger home and you've got some of those amenities, gas, electric, internet, and water bills, those on average, you'll pay anywhere from $350 to $450, and some of the bigger homes, a little more for your utility costs. So don't let that one sneak up on you. So now let's talk about new construction. Everybody loves those new construction homes in Waukee and Ankeny and Grimes, and they're great. You just got to watch out for those special assessments. HOA fees. They could tack on an extra $500 to $1,000 a year and just tack it on to property taxes in some of these special, city districts, improvement districts. HOAs can tack on an extra, $200 to $500, maybe $800 onto the HOA fees yearly for common area maintenance. Now look, those are very nice. A lot of times I would want that kind of thing. I don't want to go take care of the nice little entryway to the neighborhood, but watch out for the high assessment fees. Just know that they're there. If you're moving into a really nice neighborhood that has that sort of thing, and they're taking care and making your neighborhood beautiful like you maybe want it to be, maybe that's why you fell in love with this neighborhood. Well, just be aware that that does cost a little bit extra sometimes in these HOA fees. Sometimes they'll tack on an extra $500 to $1,000 onto property taxes in these special district areas. So you just need to be careful of that before you fall in love with an area and sign on the dotted line. If you're used to public transit, maybe you're coming from somewhere like San Francisco, New York, and they've got public transit. Well, Des Moines area is spread out and you're going to drive everywhere. Now the commute I've always said the commute is really not that bad. You can get just about anywhere you need to go in 20 minutes on average. But if you live in certain areas, kind of in the northwest part of Waukee, and maybe you work downtown, your commute is going to be maybe 30, 45 minutes, depending on traffic and when you got to get there. Take that into consideration. Especially if you're moving from a big city where you're using public transportation. Most people pay on average like $200 to $300, maybe $350 for, like car maintenance and gas and taxes and insurance on your car, because it's an expense. You just got to watch out for that. You probably are already looking into that, but just don't let it sneak up on you. you're going to end up driving everywhere, and you're going to have an expense for that car and the commute and the maintenance of that car. So another one to look out for is childcare and education. Now, this one can surprise a lot of people, especially if you're coming from out of state. Now, look, it's not crazy expensive like on the coast or anything like that, but it's not cheap either, and it can surprise you. You know, childcare, I know you've already been thinking about it if you've got young kids, but anyway, childcare can average, anywhere from $1,200 to $1,600 a month, depending on where you are and what child care provider you're using. And, education, if you're looking at private schools, that can be anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 a year. Tack on aftercare and, summer programs and stuff like that. Then you're looking at another couple of $1,000s you can tack on top of that. Education system here in Iowa is fantastic. So you don't really have to use the private education system, but if you plan on it, look at the cost. Of course, you're already doing that. Just be careful and look out for it. Those costs can surprise some people. They're a little bit higher than some areas. So if you're thinking about moving to the Des Moines area, reach out. I help people all the time figure out which suburbs are right for their lifestyle and their budget. I'd like to help you move to this area and with no surprises and confidently making the right choices. So anyway, my contact information will be in the description. Owning a home in Iowa means that you're going to have to deal with the Midwest weather, and it's not always gentle. The winter can be harsh sometimes. We get 3 to 4 snows per year. Snow removal, if you're going to hire that out, is going to end up costing you anywhere from $30 to $60 on average. I pay $70, so I live in the country, so that's a little bit different. So you're going to have to watch out for that. Lawn care in the summer is going to be anywhere from $100 to $200 per month, depending on how often you get it cut. And they're probably going to want to come, once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks. Anyway, depending on the size of your yard, of course, and how nice you're going to keep it. Then, you've got regular maintenance. Sometimes the winters can be harsh on roofs and gutters. And, if you're moving here from somewhere cold, you already know that. If you've been taking care of your own home, maybe it's your first home, so you don't know that. But if you're coming from somewhere south like I did, you might pay a stupid tax like I did. You have to take care of, your pipes a little bit different here. It's not as bad as it is in the south, where we're not built for the cold weather. The pipes are not built for the cold weather. But up here, you cannot leave your hose connected to the hose bib through the winter, because it doesn't drain, and it'll bust your pipes all the way, right there next to your washing machine and down into the basement, into the kids' bedrooms. It'll break your pipes, and you pay a little stupid tax like I did. Anyway, watch out. Winter weather can be a little harsh, and you're going to have some extra maintenance issues on homes here in the Midwest. So then you've got the furniture and the yard trap. You're moving into a larger home, and you didn't really think about it, and now your furniture looks tiny, or maybe you don't have enough of it. If you've come from a place where you don't have basements, over here we have basements. A lot of times they're finished. Now you got rooms you didn't even know you have, and you got to fill them with furniture or something, or they look weird. So you're going to have to buy maybe some extra furniture. Maybe you need new furniture. Maybe you just want new furniture. Anyway, take that into consideration. The other thing is, yards. So landscaping, if you're buying a new home, a lot of times they come with little or no landscaping, or maybe they do the landscaping without the weed barrier, and now you've got to redo it. That can cost anywhere from $5,000 all the way up to $30,000. So just watch out in that first year when you're setting up your new home and you're getting it looking right, and everybody's coming over to check out your new spot. You're going to want to make it look good, and those are extra costs that a lot of people don't think of. So when you add all these pieces together, you got property taxes, insurance, maintenance, childcare, all that stuff, utilities. When you add all these up, it can easily end up being $20,000 to $30,000 extra per year, or maybe for that first year alone. So I'm not telling you that to scare you away from this area. Des Moines is one of the best places to live in the Midwest. It's a great place to build a home and raise your family, but you want to just be ready for all the hidden costs, not just the brochure version. So if you're thinking about moving to the Des Moines area, reach out. I help people all the time move to this area, figure out the suburbs, figure out the budget, figure out what is best fit for their lifestyle. So anyway, let me know and I'll help you move to this area confidently with no surprises. If you like videos like this, hit subscribe so you can be the first to know about the area. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.